Olori Naomi has looked into Toby Phillips' issue and she has finally decided that it's high time she takes a drastic measure about these things. Yeah, she takes a drastic measure about it because what we were hearing and what later happened is far, far different from the realities that we were hoping for. And everybody is concerned, despite the fact that we heard Miriam was extremely angry. We could just assume, or let's say presume, that it is not just Miriam that was angry, except other persons had not come out yet to pour out their heartfelt um ambitions about these things. But right now everybody is beginning to talk, everybody is beginning to say whatsoever is on the person's mind, and one of the persons who has come out to say something is Naomi. She's highly against the fact of what actually happened. After all the fight they were putting up, every single thing they were doing, then all of a sudden this woman finds her way in the Ooni's apartment. It is no coincidence to her. That is what she's saying. She's not finding this as a coincidence, and no matter what someone tells her, she would not look at it that this is a coincidence. It's actually a deliberate action. So all this why Ooni has never given them a reason to live in trust, a reason to be wholehearted that every single thing is actually going well, a reason to have faith that every single thing will be fine. He has not given them any of those reasons. So my people right now know the matter where they happen be say Olori Naomi is not taking any single thing happening in the palace likely as it stands. She's looking at it more in an aspect that if the Ooni could be more considerate and more mature to keep to his words, then none of these things will be happening. Remember when they heard that there was a court order that all the Olori should leave the palace? The women of Ile-Ife made a statement. They said they love the fact that the Ooni always come out exactly the way they want. Yes, like he comes out to say things that they want, and for a fact that these things don't end up happening is their worst challenge. Yes, it's their worst challenge. At least these things, when he says them, they should happen. So they were more on the opinion that okay, if you are saying these things, then can we have them take place exactly the way you have said it? Because the most concern here is not just about you saying it, it's about them coming to a reality, them happening, them being possible. That is the most concern and all of these things. And everybody was waiting. Shortly we heard of all the gbasgbos, every single thing that was happening. But to a very large extent we will say that, well, these are being a regular routine in the palace, like things we see every single day on daily basis, one gbasgbos or the other happening in the palace. Yes, one of is always one issue or the other happening in the palace. So it is more like, what exactly is happening? That is Naomi's question. Because right now, no, the one is trying to prove to them that no matter what you do, you cannot in any way overtake me. I know exactly what I'm doing, like I know what I want, I know what I'm aiming at. Yes, so it's more like, no matter what you do, you would not be able to just overtake me all of a sudden and then achieve whatever you want, except I decide. So Naomi is now on an opinion that she really wants to understand her husband's perspective of things. If she can, then she will be grateful, because lately it has become a thing that she does something different and the man is doing something different entirely. Because right now what happened with Toby, it's more like these two people are not on the same page. They are all on different pages. Like none of them understands each other. The Ooni is doing this, and then Naomi is doing this, and everybody is just doing whatever the person feels okay I ought to do, and it's beginning to be so dramatic for her. Then look at someone like Naomi. Look at someone like Olori Naomi who doesn't want problem in her life, Naomi who doesn't want stress, Naomi who doesn't want any single thing at all related with all these gbasgbos in the palace, all of a sudden being on the forefront of every single thing happening in the palace. So how will you describe this? So my people right now, so the matter can't take be when they only say something, there we will get to know exactly what is happening. Yes, when he says something, we will get to know exactly what is happening. But as it stands right now, he has not said anything, and Olori Naomi is not finding any of these things funny. Yes, it can be quite disheartening when you feel you are working on the same page with someone, but then all of a sudden, it's more like you're on that path alone. The person is not on the path with you. All these things can be quite disheartening, and they can be very, very bad experience for someone to face, and that is what Naomi is currently facing now. So from what we have heard, Naomi has not taken things lightly with Tobi, because Tobi feels that she can actually use what is happening to her advantage to get to the Ooni. Then it is a big fat lie. Yes, it is a very, very big fat lie. And all of these things, there are just some very, very good, in fact very, very good strategies that one needs to take. If you feel that, okay, I am good at this, I need that, then do it. Stop always being on the negative side. That is what Naomi is even trying to tell Tobi as we speak right now, because she's trying to tell her that you always being on the side that what you are doing is wrong. It's beginning to be so alarming. And then the whole issue that happened was that despite the whole evidence, every single thing they had against Tobi even said she was leaving the palace because Naomi took charge. Now the court gave an order in favor of Naomi took charge, and then she was going to leave the palace. The next thing they discovered that Tobi did not leave the palace. What she did was the next thing to end up in the Ooni's room, and then everybody was like, how did that happen? And that is Naomi's concern too. How did that happen? So the action Naomi has taken is that she has taken is to make sure that Tobi doesn't step her foot into the palace again, except it has been spoken otherwise that she comes into the palace. That is what Naomi is doing. So my people right now, no, so the matter can't take B. The talk say if two elephants fight, na grass they suffer am. So right now, let's see how this whole thing will end. Yes, let's see how it will end, because this fight is not in favor of anybody. Naomi is trying to maintain the sanity of the palace. Naomi is trying to keep the palace in one check. Naomi is trying to make sure that everybody that wakes up in the palace wakes up with good health and good mentality. Everybody that wakes up in the palace wakes up strong and healthy. That is what Naomi is trying to do, and that is exactly what she will achieve. I pray they give her the room to achieve all she's willing to achieve it, because over time it has just been like everybody's against Naomi, everybody's against what Naomi does, everybody's absolutely against what Naomi is in the palace to achieve, and it's beginning to be like Naomi is just one overzealous person who wants every single thing to play right when other people are just there living their lives. So let's wait and see how this whole matter will play out, because at the end of it all, Naomi is still in the picture of this thing, and Naomi is one person who doesn't want that her name should be rubbished around.